Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is visiting Karachi for 2 days. He emphasized the federal government's commitment to supporting Sindh and inquired about the progress of flood relief efforts. He also addressed the International Food and Agriculture Exhibition.
As you all know, Pakistan is an agrarian economy, and more than 60% of our population reside in rural areas. We need to really further strengthen and augment our agricultural produce. At the moment, Chairman TDAP, as mentioned this morning, that our exports have increased in the agriculture sector by $3 billion during the last financial year. We have fixed a target of an additional $7 billion for this year. That is a quantum jump, and it requires huge efforts. Pakistan needs modern technology, Pakistan needs modern techniques and best practices to boost our agricultural production, and then have value-added products for our exports. In that, China can be our best partner to help us achieve our target in this field.
The Prime Minister set a target of $7 billion for agriculture exports and praised Arshad Nadeem's Olympic gold medal achievement. Meanwhile, Dr. Imam Salah bin Mohammed Al Budair of Masjid al-Nabawi met with Pakistan's Army Chief General Asim Munir, highlighting Pakistan's significant role in the Muslim world. Meanwhile, the Bloch Yaghjiti Committee, the BYC, and government reached an agreement ending 11-day sit-in in Balochistan, with the committee to oversee implementation of agreed-upon points. Furthermore, U.S. Ambassador Donald Bloom praised Pakistan's decision to extend the stay of registered Afghan refugees by a year, citing the country's long history of hosting Afghan refugees. Lastly, Pakistan's Foreign Office denied reports of supplying Shaheen ballistic missiles to Iran, calling them baseless, and emphasized Pakistan's participation in regional and international matters.
The Deputy Prime Minister expressed an unequivocal condemnation of Israeli brutalities and warmongering and its actions that have caused irreparable damage to the already fragile and volatile Middle East. He also called for preventing further escalation of tensions and violence in the region. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister called for enhanced humanitarian assistance for the Palestinians in Gaza, for opening all access points of supply to Gaza and allowing all UN and international agencies, including UNRWA, to operate fully in Gaza. Deputy Prime Minister also underlined the need for establishment of an international judicial mechanism which would seek restitution, damages, and satisfaction from Israel for its crimes against humanity, war crimes, and genocide in Gaza, and hold those accountable for their crimes.
Philip Lazzarini, the head of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, is sounding the alarm about the war in Gaza. He said it's not just the buildings and infrastructure that are being destroyed, but the entire community is being torn apart. He posted on X that the social fabric and close-knit relationships in Gaza are being shredded. Lazzarini also emphasized that once a ceasefire is in place, it's just as urgent to start rebuilding these community ties. Hamas's armed wing, the Qassam Brigades, has announced that its fighters targeted a building in the Tal al-Sultan area of western Rafah, where Israeli soldiers were stationed. They claim to have hit 9 soldiers with 2 TBG shells, either killing or injuring them. According to their statement, they also observed Israeli army helicopters arriving to evacuate the dead and wounded. French President Emmanuel Macron is backing the push for a ceasefire in Gaza, saying the war needs to stop. In a post on X, he expressed France's full support for the efforts by the US, Egyptian, and Qatari mediators to broker a deal in the ceasefire talks set for next week, which Israel has agreed to join. Macron stressed that a ceasefire is vital for the people of Gaza, for the hostages, and for the stability for the region. The ABC network has confirmed that both presidential candidates Donald Trump and Kamala Harris will attend a debate on the 10th of September 2024. Trump, the Republican nominee, mentioned during a news conference in Florida that he wants additional debates on September 4th and 25th, but he didn't provide details, and it's unclear if Harris's team has agreed.
We have somebody that hasn't received 1 vote for president, and she's running, and that's fine with me. But we were given Joe Biden, and now we're given somebody else. And I think, frankly, I'd rather be running against somebody else. But that was their choice. They decided to do that because Kamala's record is horrible. She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen. She picked a radical left man that is, he's got things done that he has positions that are just not, it's not even possible to believe that they exist. He's going for things that nobody's ever even heard of. Heavy into the transgender world, heavy into lots of different worlds having to do with safety. He doesn't want to have borders. He doesn't want to have walls. He doesn't want to have any form of safety for our country. He doesn't mind people coming in from prisons, and neither does she, I guess, because she's not, she couldn't care less. She's the border czar. By the way, she was the border czar 100%. And all of a sudden, for the last few weeks, she's not the border czar anymore, like nobody ever said it.
This announcement follows Harris's recent rise in the race, which has shaken up the election. Her entry into the race after replacing President Biden as Democratic candidates has energized Democrats, drawing large crowds and significant fundraising. This has forced Trump's campaign to readjust their strategy. Microsoft researchers report that groups linked to the Iranian government are interfering with U.S. elections through disinformation campaigns and hacking. One group, Storm 2035, is creating fake news sites targeting both liberals and conservatives, spreading divisive content on topics like the presidential candidates, LGBT rights, and Israel-Hamas conflict. They're using AI to plagiarize US content and increase their visibility online. Another group, Safed Flood, started operations in March, impersonating activist groups to sow doubt about election integrity and encourage violence against political figures. Vice President Kamala Harris is now the favorite to win the presidential election, according to bookmakers. Over the past 2 weeks, she's closed in on and slightly overtaken Trump in the betting markets. On Polymarket, Harris has a 49% chance of winning compared to Trump's 48%. This is a big change from 2 weeks ago, when Trump had led by a wide margin. On the Pericult, Harris has even stronger odds, with a 57% chance of winning. Her choice of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as a running mate seems to have boosted her lead further.